Okay, so I've got some a little overview things here that I just wanted to go through. We really, at this time on the planet, and different peoples have different opinions about how long this sort of window or portal is, but it's getting like, we're like in the birth canal now. We're like at the crowning almost, or the transition period when a mother goes from regular labor to that really intense, pull my hair out, it hurts so bad labor. We are in the midst of that portal now. And it is a between the worlds kind of experience. We're between old patterns and structures and new. And I'm going to be sharing more about that in a few minutes with the astrology of these times, etc. There are some things that we have to shed so that we can walk through this gateway. Old structures of the mind, old belief systems, old patternings that have to do with giving our power. So the shadow material is emerging from the bowels of our collective consciousness, and it's showing up on the big screen of the world and in our personal lives as well. This is a time of revelation, of seeing what we've been deluding or lying ourselves about, to ourselves about, the fake programming, the belief systems that have controlled us. On the public arena, of course, we're seeing some nasty stuff arise, and we have for a while. I mean, war, full stop, crazy stuff. On a personal level, this can show up as fear, conflict, sudden loss, for example, big changes, unwanted changes, many, many different ways, depending on your unique circumstances and what your soul came here to transmute, transform, and liberate from. So the bottom line is we have to get clear of our old patterns of fear, of defensiveness, attacking, the mind that goes into judgment of others, of things, of situations. And we also, really, it's time to get clear, get free of this old habit of abdicating our personal and collective sovereignty to an authority figure so that we can actually be the love and the light that we wish to see in the world. So kind of in summary of this first overview, I think we can expect more shocking revelations coming forward on the big screen of the world. They are revealing where we've given our power away or compromised our values for the sake of old structures and beliefs. And that could be in the family, in corporations, and nation states. We're shedding the veils of illusion, both personally and collectively. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this is at the beginning is because you're going to see as I go through, it's going to make more sense. As healers, helpers, light workers, star seeds, priestesses, we cannot get sucked into the scary narratives, even in our own lives. We really have to take a higher ground here. And so the more, and maybe I'm wrong about this, and I'm open to feedback, certainly. My feeling is the more I can keep reminding myself and those I speak with about the bigger picture at play here, the bigger unfoldment, the easier it is for us to actually stay out of the drama narratives. So that's why I share this now. And ultimately what we focus on matters, literally. Matter as in we bring it into form. So again, the more we focus on the fear, the drama, the trauma, the bad guys, the more we feed it. So before I get into the astrology, which we're going to take a little turn there with that, let's just take a breath together. And as I do, I'm going to check back in here. I actually want to just check for a moment and see if anyone else is in the waiting room. Nope. And I would like to, if anyone is having any kind of, like you can't hear me, or a technical difficulty, or a question like this is not making sense at all, you could either type a message to me or unmute yourself. This is a perfect time before we dive really deep into it to just kind of let me know. Okay. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go back to screen share. This one. Okay. Okay. Oops. Let me go like this. There we go. Oops. Please, I ask for your patience to bear with me for my little learning curve here. Okay. Anchoring love and light into form. So what we have before us is a map of the heavens, so to speak, the astrological map of this time now, or I could say just under 12 hours from now. If this kind of thing is just too much to look at, go ahead and close your eyes, because I'm going to be explaining it. You don't need to be looking at the screen to understand what I'm going to share. I'm going to do my very best to share. But before you close your eyes, I want you to see that I've got the number 1 in red up here at the top and down there at the bottom. I have the number 1A in this sort of gold color over here on the right side of the screen. And then I have number 2 up here and down there in green. So these are the pieces we're going to talk about now. So we have a very powerful configuration of energies in the heavens, we could say right now. We have a full moon, and whenever it's a full moon, that means it's opposite the sun. We have a full moon in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is the energy of divine love. It's the dissolving of the old structures of rigidity or separation to reunify with the one. And when the full moon is there, it's active, it can serve as a kind of illumination, if you will, of those energies. But it's not just that. We also have the moon conjunct the planet Neptune. So Neptune is also in Pisces. It's been in Pisces for a while. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. It's a giant planet that's gas. And it's also an energy connected with the dissolving of form. And in addition, we also have the asteroid goddess Lilith. Lilith is the feminine energy of feminine sovereignty and personal power. It's the reclaiming of feminine power. So there is an energy in this Pisces thing that has to do with re-accessing love and light for the collective. That's the Neptunian, like we're not in separated form anymore. We're dissolving boundaries in order to share the love with all, and yet to do it in a way that honors our sovereignty. So it's kind of it's a conundrum. That's not the word. It doesn't fully make sense. But when you feel into this, when you really feel into an energy of the feminine frequency or the human sovereign that says, I am one with the divine, and I am an aspect of the divine, and I am consciousness in form, there's a way in which we claim our divinity. And that's what this energy is about. And we see that opposite it is the sun conjunct Venus and Mercury. Well, it's not conjunct Venus, but it's in the it's conjunct, but kind of far, and Mars in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is an energy related to, it's an earth sign, health, daily routines, So, among other things, it's also the sign of the priestess and the virgin. So, when we bring all of these energies together, one of the ways we can look at this is to ask ourselves, what do I need to shift, change, enhance, or activate in my daily life, Virgo, in order to take care of myself, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Virgo, and to do it with that alignment to my divine spirit source, Moon, Neptune, and also to some degree the Lilith energy, but all in Pisces. So how can I restructure, reorganize, or make shifts in my daily routine so that I care for myself more effectively in spirit, mind, and body? What spiritual practice, what daily routine of connecting with divine guidance would serve me best at this time for my own self-care. That is one of the main themes that we're looking at here, both individually and collectively. Now let's go over to this 1A. This energy is being squared by the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system, and Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So when it's expanding these energies, if we look at the positive side, this could be big spiritual downloads where you get the aha. And I don't have time to share it with you today, but I had an incredible epiphany at about 3 a.m. this morning, something that I'd been working on to really understand what the shift was I needed to make. And it was totally related with the Pisces stuff. So Jupiter here could really give us an epiphany. It could give us big energy to make shifts in our daily life. It can expand that. Now, every energy also has its shadow or its negative or unresourceful energy as well. So the unresourceful or quote unquote negative side of all this Piscean energy up here is delusions. Delusions of grandeur, hallucinations, psychopathy, lunatic fringe. Okay, those are the kind of things we're looking at here. So, you know, this is when, like, you think about the spiritual teachers who all of a sudden think that they are in fact God, in the sense that they get to boss everyone around and get them to drink Kool-Aid and kill themselves or whatever. You know, these spiritual delusions of grandeur. That's a shadow side. So, you know, that's one thing to look at. With the Virgo side, this could be obsessive compulsive disorder or just obsessive compulsive behavior, neurotically picking at something, an idea, a situation, your spouse, anything like that, like your house is never clean enough, so you got the toothbrush out and you're cleaning it, whatever. So that's the shadow or the unresourced side. So just be aware that right now we might see some big reveals or big delusions and big lies on the big screen of life, or some things that we've been deluding ourselves about may be revealed. So the answer is always pour love into the mix, be the love that you wish to see in the world, self-forgiveness, self-love, self-acceptance with whatever comes up. Okay, so let's take a little breath here. There's one other thing I want to share with you astrologically. And if you've been on any of these before, you know I've spoken about them. This is the number 2 here. We have a very big astrological event that's been at play for more than a year, but it's going to hit its peak point in January, and then I believe again December, another iteration of it, of 2020. So the astrology of 2020. I've heard some astrologers say that the biggest events of 2019 is the astrology of January 2020. There's a lot going on now too, but anyway, just to illustrate the point. We have the great transformer Pluto conjuncts the structures of Saturn in the sign of the old structures and systems, like in Capricorn, conjunct the South Node, which is that which is old and needs to go away. So in a nutshell, we know that the old systems and structures, the government structures, any big things, big pharma, big institutions, that kind of thing, military, government, structures also in the mind, rigid ideas about hierarchies and what should be done about what. All of that stuff is beginning to have its, the pegs pulled out from under it. I'm seeing the Jenga game and the wood pins pulling out. Now, I asked for a card before this call began to support this, to guide me, and I got the Tower card. So I want to turn on this so I can see. If you can see this Tower card. So this energy over here of Pluto, South Node, Saturn, and Capricorn is a bit like the Tower card. The old tower needs to crumble. And it is opposing the North Node in Cancer, which is the energy of, it's a water sign, and it's the energy of the feminine, the mother, nurturing. it is a symbol of the rise of the divine feminine. Not women to dominate men. This is not about domination. This is about the awakening of the divine feminine, the nurturing energy within humanity. So we know that that is the bigger backdrop of everything else that's going on. So we are going to continue to see more and more revelations of the delusions that have been going on, more and more eating away at, pulling the threads out from underneath, or the Jenga blocks from underneath the old structures that don't serve us. So this is a very scary time for people who are invested in the systems, people who do not have a higher spiritual perspective. And they really need, we all really need, those of us who do understand that the old needs to crumble in order for the new to rise. After the tower crumbles, the phoenix rises. So those of us who understand this, is more essential than ever for us to hold the light, to anchor light and love in form, which is the process I'm going to be taking you through once we get through this, the teaching component here. Okay, so let's just take another breath, because I've got a bunch of slides now, some teaching to unpack, and then we'll go into the activation. And I just want to check the time. Okay, so we're at a little over 30 minutes. Perfect. We got about 15 minutes of teaching, and then we're going to do the activations. So let us begin. And I titled this piece, oh, I see something flashing here. It looks like I might need to let someone in. Excuse me a moment. Let me just see what's happening here. Oh, okay. Thank you, Amalia. It's good to have you here. Thanks. Okay, so I got to go back to screen share. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Just get my cursor on that. Okay. Navigating these times. That's what this whole next 15-ish minutes is about. The role of the light worker, the priestess, the star seed, is in part to hold the energetic container of light for the collective. That's true at any time, and that's especially true at this time. It is a very important role in these times, which is why we are here. I would say this is why we, many souls, the light worker souls, we're here on the planet, and why we as a group here today are gathered here today. So I want to talk about these times a little bit more. So I want to go deeper into the sort of overview I delivered at the beginning of this call. It may get a little intense. For some people, it may get a lot intense. For some places on the planet, it's going to continue to be intense, or other new places will experience intensity and suffering. This talk might get intense. My intention is to bring us to a higher, more expansive perspective on the world and on your role, to offer you insights for the times ahead and provide both context and resources as well, so that as the world continues its unraveling, the intensity of the change, you are able to stand strong as a presence for peace. So let's begin. Big change is underway here on Earth. We know this. That's what I've been talking about. And anyway, we all know this. We've known it's coming. At a soul level, I do believe we all came here precisely because we wanted to be a part of the changes ahead. So just first resource to share. For a more archetypal and mythic perspective on this change, I highly recommend Sarah Drew's fiction book, The Gaia Codex. So if you've never heard of that, you can just Google search it, The Gaia Codex. You can get it on Amazon. It's mythic. It has a storyline about the priestesses coming back together, and much more than that, but that's a piece of it, after the collapse of the systems on the planet. So not to say that will happen, but in the mythic realm, it's a beautiful story. Globally speaking, the world out there is going to get seemingly worse before it gets better. I've already said that. So please understand that this is a revealing much more than it is a decay, and that the corruption, destruction, and seeming evil that's going to keep being revealed. We're already here. And, you know, if you're here with me, likely this is not news to you, but I want to contextualize it anyway for anyone who is really beginning on this path, so that I really frame this up very clearly, that why it's so important for us to anchor the light, to hold the light, and to not go down into the fear. What's actually happening is we're undergoing a great purge at the end of a cycle and simultaneously a global awakening. But we're at the very beginnings. So our role as light workers, as priestesses, as starseeds, is to hold that light. Now, unless we are deeply guided to specific action, and you will know it, you will feel it strongly, it will be in your field of awareness, it will be part of your life path. I want you to understand and share this, that your light work, your work anchoring light, being love, doing your own inner work to remove the obstructions to love's presence in your mind, all of that is in and of itself of extremely high value. Please do not underestimate it. This is not the same thing as sticking your head in the sand. Doing your inner work is not sticking your head in the sand. So we're going to unpack this a bit. And for this particular segment, I'm going to refer to the spiritual teacher, Matt Kahn. Probably most of you know who he is. If not, you can certainly look him up. He's got plenty of great stuff on YouTube. We have to make a choice to align with the light instead of battle with the darkness. So this is me really paraphrasing one of his talks, a segment of one of his talks. When we choose not to fight against the evils and ills of this world, we demonstrate the knowledge that the light is more powerful than the darkness, which means that when we choose to battle with darkness, we give it equal power to the light. This is a very deep principle. This is a metaphysical principle. This is an understanding of the alchemy of creation at a level beyond form, before form. We are talking about energy and frequency here. We are looking beyond the form and into the field of all potential, and making a choice of what we wish to bring into form by choosing love and light over fear, hate, war, anti this or anti that. So Matt Kahn refers to this as choosing, in his Choosing to Be Here video. He says that this understanding this is a test we must pass. It's part of our own awakening, embodied in form. So again, I reiterate that part of our role as those committed to a path of spiritual awakening is to hold the energetic container of light, or as Matt Kahn says, to be the anchors of unity consciousness and to anchor light. So why is this our role? Why not rally? Others do march. Why not? Why shouldn't we march or petition or blow whistles or protest? Surely these are important. And indeed, there is a role for the whistleblowers, the truth tellers, the marchers in the streets. But it is not the role of the light bearer, and here's why. Some of us have, over this and other incarnations, integrated enough of our shadow that we are here to be vessels for love and light to pour through us to the planet. We are here, to quote him directly, to be living portals of awakening consciousness. That is our role and our function. Again, unless something is very specifically in our field that we know we are called to take action on. And there are those things that come up. And then we must bring to that the love, not the anti-hate fear stuff. So, in other words, we are ready to move beyond the false belief that being at war with those perpetrating war or whatever, the negativity is a solution. It's not a solution. Being at war is not a solution, and no matter who you're at war with. So that old belief, it's an old belief. It's an old structure that's coming down, right? Remember green number 2 in the astrology that I was just showing? That's a structure in our minds, that if there are bad guys out there, we have to go to war against them. How many things, as an American, war on drugs, war on this, war on that. It doesn't work. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the laws of creation and the nature of reality itself. But it's time to let go of the belief that if we are not fighting against what it is we don't want, then we're not doing enough to stop it. So if you want to go deeper with this, I invite you to listen to Matt Kahn's Choosing to Be Here. That's the name of the video. It's on YouTube. And specifically where he talked about the 3 waves of ascension in minutes 5 through 13. So you just forward to minute 5 if you wanted to listen. He goes deeply into the roles of the 3 waves, so you can really see how they fit together and where that part of the marchers in the street and the light workers are and the AI technology. It's quite brilliant. So that's your next resource that I want to offer to you. Oops. Okay, let's just take a breath. A lot of talking. It's time to remember that our focus and our passion creates. We are powerful creators, which is why when we focus on what we don't want individually and collectively, we are indeed still creating it. And I realize I'm a little bit repeating myself, so I'm coming at this from some different angles so that it can be received in different ways by different people. So that's why doing things like bemoaning the tragedies we see in the world or Facebook reposting of tragedies and traumas about the problems gives them more energy. It's adding fuel to the fire. Now, this doesn't mean we ignore the issues. That's not the point. The point is to actually see what's going on and not get sucked into the battle about it or fall into dismay, hopelessness, or other resourceless states of being. And again, this is where the light anchoring practice comes in and can really serve you. This is not a one-time thing. What I'm going to guide us through today, it's something you can take and you can do every day. I actually do it every day. It supports you in staying in the elevated realm of love, even as you witness crazy stuff, suffering, things that are tragic. So the way we stop the suffering, the way we stop the war and this destruction is by anchoring the opposite frequency, which is the love. Creating, co-creating, and sharing solutions is also a very high value. And that's where our own creativity comes in, because we are powerful creators. What we focus on, we bring into form, into matter. So whether the solutions that you are uniquely here to bring into form are things like connection and communication, or artistic genius, or inventions which solve environmental or health problems, or holding a messenger or priestess or leader role, like I'm functioning here right now, or carrying a fierce protector energy, or all the many other examples of possibilities that are unique to you. You hold a piece of the solution, we each do, and it is loving and it is creative. So let's just sit with that for a moment. I want to invite us again to breathe and connect with our own inner resources available right now. Whether you're consciously aware of them or not, just take a breath and really invite in your loving, creative genius that connects you to the world and that values connection, life, peace, freedom, and well-being. And again, breathing in, affirming that these are available to you right now. Good. Okay, a little bit more. We have long been under a spell of disempowerment, and in that we have relinquished our sovereignty and personal agency. I'm talking about on a collective now and also on a personal level. Many of us have experienced it, not this incarnation, others. That's why today most humans live as subjects or serfs or indentured servants or slaves, even if those aren't the names. We're given freedom, like the freedom to choose between consuming this plastic flotsam or that. It's not freedom. There are ways in which we are living where we are not actually sovereign to our own total creative genius and to our ability to access our love and our gifts. We've been in servitude to a power elite who do not really care about any of the world or us. And I know that sounds harsh, but those of us who look deeply into these things all tend to draw the same conclusion. So I want you to consider this for a minute. Why do we have to pay to live on the planet where we were born? We are divine beings in form. There's something really wrong here. And what's wrong is it's a fake system. That's why we have to pay. And that's all of that stuff I was talking about and the power. It's all going to start to come down. It's already starting to. So this doesn't mean that all is lost. It's why we are here. We are here to change the frequency of fear and control to one of love, to witness the big reveal, watch the old crumble so that the new can be birthed. The important thing to understand is that we are humans. We as humans are awakening those hidden, that as we humans awaken, the hidden controlling forces are getting exposed. Part of our awakening comes from the revelation of the shenanigans of the hidden controllers and their devastating consequences. And something that's just dropping in here as I'm saying this is why we see increasing controls, like the vaccination issues, the 5G, the fill in the blank. This is in part because they are starting to get exposed, that the clamps are coming down more. So we love Gaia. We love Earth. Those of us who are here, we don't want to see the suffering go on anymore. We want to see liberty, justice, and freedom for humanity. And the way to do that, as we've already covered, is not to rile against it, but to activate what it is we really do want, using our creativity and our love. So again, another breath. I think that's everything that I had to say about that. Okay. I wanted to share a couple of resources here, and then I'll check in with you all again before we go into the activation. So if any of this is speaking to you and you would like more support and insight, here's your third resource, Collective Evolution, and their CE protocol. So Collective Evolution is actually a very young man. He's one of these new guys on the scene who's really tuned in and connected. And his media show, you can see a lot of stuff on YouTube. He also has his own platform. Well, it's a group of them. But their protocol, along with their neutrality stance about current events and their non-dual spiritual perspective, is super high valuable. And so when you see the next crazy thing going on the big screen of the world, and you're like, I want to hear a more clear, balanced narrative instead of this petty politicking or fake narrative on the news, Collective Evolution is a great source to turn to. They get the spiritual principle that we are all one, having a dream of this experience in form, and that love is really the answer. But he's very grounded too. So I find this to be a terrific source. And I hope you'll take advantage of it. So, which brings me to the final segment, Christ consciousness, the teachings of Jesus, that this is all a dream we are co-creating as a one, in the imagining that we are separate from the divine. We are also at the end of a cycle or age, and a new day is coming, one which will be more aligned with love. Please, please remember that we are powerful creators. Indeed, we are creating all of this. So now it's time to do it consciously and with love. Having these understandings of these principles of non-dualism and the true nature of reality as taught by master teachers like Jesus and others, many other master teachers, those who understand that we are really one, will help you navigate these times with greater trust, equanimity, and forgiveness. So I want to encourage each of you to hold the light in these times and to avoid being seduced into fear, dismay, attack against what you don't want. It's up to us to decide where we want to focus, to choose again and again, to remember that we are eternal, divine, creative beings, and that this 3D experience in form is but a dream. Okay, let's take a breath. And I'm going to just check in again with everyone. So I'm going to stop the screen share for a moment and see if anyone, oh, there's someone who's been waiting. Hi there, Michelle, welcome. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to let you in. I was presenting. Zoom has changed things. Anyway, everyone is muted right now. So if there's any questions you have that are coming up for you right now that you feel like before we go into the meditation and activation, please just unmute yourself and Okay. All right, I'm going to go back to the screen share. And we're going to go into the activation, so that will be the rest of the session. Just getting myself set up here. Okay, activating our love light. That's what we are about now. And I want to begin by doing a short chakra clearing, just so that we really can open up the container to receive the light. So again, I want to invite you to make yourself comfortable, have a seat, spine straight. Not going to take too long with this. If you're unfamiliar with chakra clearing, just join us in this little journey, and you can always reach out to me later for resources. There's tons of stuff online, though. You can find all kinds of chakra clearings. This one's going to be a little bit quick. We're going to start at the base of the spine. So taking a breath and drawing your attention and your intention to the very base of your spine. Imagining the color red. I want you to invite now light into that entire area of your body. Visualize light pouring in and allowing the light to clear out any gunk or clutter or dust, any blockages, such that you begin to see that chakra wheel. The word chakra is a word for wheel in Sanskrit. Begin to see that red wheel spinning at the base of your spine, activated, balanced, aligned, letting the light continue to do its thing as you bring your attention now up to the second or sacral chakra, in the middle of your belly, below your belly button, above your pubic bone, calling in the color orange and calling in the light to pour into this second chakra, allowing the light to clear away any obstructions, any gunk, any dust bunnies, and seeing that orange chakra wheel spinning such that it is activated, balanced, and aligned. And as the light continues to clear and activate your second chakra, draw your attention up now to the solar plexus above the belly button, at the center of your belly at the top, above the belly button under the ribs. Calling in the light and the color yellow. Allow the light now to pour into that yellow solar plexus chakra, such that it clears away the gunk, the dust bunnies, the obstructions. You begin to see that yellow wheel turning, activated, balanced, and aligned. Good. And now as the light continues to keep those lower three chakras activated, balanced, and aligned, draw your energy and your attention up now to the heart space, the green chakra, the love space, the space of compassion. Calling in the light, let that light pour into the chakra such that it removes any gunk, dust bunnies, obstructions. Allowing that green wheel to spin, to be cleared and clean and activated, balanced and aligned. Good. And before we move higher now, take a moment to see, feel, and know the light pouring into these first four chakras. And see, feel, and know the way all of them are connected with each other, so that the light can pour through each chakra and up and down these four, and now rising up into the throat area, calling in the color blue, and calling in light now to pour into this throat chakra, clearing away any dust, gunk, obstructions, so that that wheel of the throat chakra can begin to spin effectively, activated, balanced, and aligned. letting the light pour in, letting the throat chakra align with the other activated chakras, letting the light continue to support you in clearing, balancing, and aligning your chakras. Taking a breath now up to the third eye, the brow, between your brows, at your forehead. Calling in the color indigo. Seeing that indigo chakra and bringing the light in, calling the light in to clear away any gunk, obstructions, dust, stagnation. Clearing it away so that you can see that indigo wheel spinning, activated, balanced and aligned, and connected with all the other chakras, now activated. Good. Breathing deep now, raise your attention and intention up to the very top of your head, to your crown chakra. And seeing in your mind's eye the color violet, call light, pour it into the crown chakra, letting the light clear away any obstructions, any dust, any blocks, any gunk. And as that light pours in, you see the way that chakra begins to spin more effectively, efficiently, activated, balanced, and aligned. And taking one more breath now, connecting all of these chakras together, activated, balanced, aligned, cleared. Being open and available for light to be a vessel and anchor of light, to activate light within your bodies, your physical and energetic bodies. Okay, so now you can open your eyes or keep them closed as you like. I'm going to share with you the Lovelight Activation that I do every morning. Now, there might be some of you who've been on a retreat with me who are here on the call, and I have taught this. I'm going to teach it again here. I'm going to start with an invocation. You can, I'm going to pause between each piece of the phrase, and you can say it aloud if you'd like, because you're muted, or silently, or if it doesn't resonate with you, just let it go. That's fine. But I'm going to say it anyway because I'm sharing this. This is one of my tools to keep me reconnected with the light when I'm in a hard time, when I'm in a dark place, or when I'm scared by what I see in the world. So, taking another breath, bringing your attention and intention to the divine eternal love light that is all that is. I call upon the light of the high angelic host. I call upon the light of the one true Mother, Father, God. I call upon that light and only that light to come down unto me now, to saturate me in light, to anchor me in light, to shield me in light, and to surround me in light. And now I'm going to guide you through the actual activation. That was the invocation, and now we're going to actually do it. So, taking a breath, imagine now you are pulling light from the heavens down into your crown chakra. As you inhale, drawing that light down through the third eye, the throat, and down into the heart chakra. Breathing in and expanding as if light is pooling into your heart chakra. Pooling, breathing in, taking in as much breath as you can. And as you exhale, allow that light to saturate your entire being in light. Good. Again, drawing in the light, drawing in with the breath, inhaling, let it pour down through your top chakras, down into your heart space, pooling at the heart space until you can take in absolutely no more. And as you exhale, saturating every nook and cranny of your being with light. Good. And you can again affirm, I am saturated in light. And now I want to invite you to begin to pulse at the base of your spine. You could do little kegels, pulsing perineum there. Just a little pulse, and that's just to activate your root chakra. Now what we're going to do is as you inhale and pull light down into your crown and through your chakras, I want you to pull it all the way to the base of your spine and let that light pool there. So go ahead and breathe in, pulsing and pooling that light at the base of the spine. Pulsing and pooling and pulsing and pooling until you can take in no more. And just holding the breath for a moment. On the exhale, you're going to imagine a little trapdoor opens at the base of your spine and you drop a root or a cord, an anchor down into the heart of Mother Earth, exhaling and releasing that light. That's it. Down into Earth. Good. We are literally anchoring ourselves in light and being the vessel through which light pours and anchors into Earth. And again, imagine that light coming down through your crown. You can continue to pulse at the perineum if that served you. And let that light pour down, down, down through your body, through that cord or root, sending it all the way down until it connects with the heart of Mother Gaia. Using your imagination, your attention, and your intention, anchoring yourself, anchoring light, connecting with Earth, supporting her, and letting her support you. Good. Now you're going to begin to breathe in, and as you breathe in, I mean, you've probably already been breathing in. Now, as you breathe in, I want you to draw your attention to the heart of Mother Gaia and draw up energy through that root, through that anchoring cord. Draw it up as you inhale, up, 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 until it reaches the base of your spine. And as you exhale, let it shoot up all your chakras, up, 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 all the way up, until it bursts out the top of your head like branches from a tree, reaching up toward the heavens. Good. And again, inhaling and drawing up that energy from Mother Earth, up through your root, up through your body, up through the chakras, all the way to the top of the head, and exhaling out the top of your head. Good. Now, as you breathe in, imagine that the light is pouring down. You're pulling in light from your crown and you're drawing up energy from the earth. And as you do so, they dance in a spiral dance like the DNA around each other, drawing up the earth energy, rising up and out the top of your head, drawing down the divine love light energy from your crown down through your body to be anchored in earth. Let the Lovelight Activation be real within you now. And I'm going to hold the space of silence for a moment as you feel this anchoring. Allow whatever visions or impressions you want to come forward. Noticing any sensations in the body. Good. Okay. Now, we'll say our prayer or invocation for this whenever you're ready, and you're from your heart, you can say aloud or silently, I am anchored in light. I am saturated in light. Good. And now again, we're going to draw up the energy from Mother Earth and down, and draw energy down from the divine into our heart space. So now I want you to imagine as you inhale, bringing all that energy into the heart space. Now we're going to do a shielding. This is a great thing to do when you have to go into big public spaces where people are not very managed with their energies. You're going to exhale and imagine yourself that light being surrounding you in an egg bubble. It's like an egg all around you of light. So you breathe into the heart space, drawing up energy from Mother Earth, drawing down from Father Sky, from the divine, into the heart. And as you exhale, send it out so that you are shielding yourself in the light and love of the divine and of Earth. And one more time, drawing in the energy, breathing in into the heart space, filling your heart with that air, that oxygen, and that light. And as you exhale, sending it out as far or as close as feels comfortable for you. Good. Now we say, I shield myself in light, and I am shielded in light. I anchor myself in light. I am anchored in light. I saturate myself in light. I am saturated with light. Good. And then when you want really the extra power juju, you do it one more time, and with force, as you send it out, you say, I am surrounded in light, and you send it out in a big way. So same idea of sending the light out from the heart, but in a really big way. So let's just do that once so you know how to do it. So you're going to breathe in, drawing energy up from the earth, down from the sky, down from Mother, Father, God, into the heart space. Filling that heart space with that love light. And as you exhale, sending it out with a fierce commitment. I am surrounded in light. So be it, and so it is. And taking a breath. Now we're going to do the sealing of the Lovelight Activation. So this is a prayer that this is my own prayer that I say. It's part of this whole thing I sort of created for myself. I've been doing it for several years, and this prayer is my own that I share with you now. So I invite you to say it with me. I'm going to go through it, and it begins with 3 times you say this. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light, and I am sovereign. We're going to do that 2 more times. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light, and I am sovereign. And last one for this first section. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light, and I am sovereign. So now we'll go to the next part, and again, I'll pause so you could say it out loud, say it quietly, or if it doesn't resonate with you, just let it go. I have sovereignty over all of me. Through all time, space, and dimension. And in this now moment, I call, recall, reclaim, and remember all of my spiritual gifts for the highest good of all and according to free will. So be it, and so it is. Blessed be. Friends, we are the light. Let us hold it. Let us hold each other in the light. So, before we complete, a few integration suggestions, but before we do that, let's just take one more breath together. I want to invite you to know and trust and know that this light activation is as you commanded, as a powerful creator being. It is so. And also to remember that all around the planet right now, people are gathering in physical form and virtually like this to activate love light in their own way, with their own language. We are growing. The healers, the helpers, the star seeds, the light workers, the priestesses. We are here. And we are here to midwife the new world. And so have faith, have hope, for we came here for a reason. Okay, a few integration suggestions. I would invite you to keep a journal of your feelings and track anything that comes up related to old beliefs, thought patterns, or fears about the world. And turn to this love light activation to assist you in getting back into the vibe of what we do want to create. Track where you tend to give your power away or trust external authorities out of habit. Notice when you fall into judging others or defending yourself. Love and forgive yourself no matter what arises. We have all been trained to separation and fear, and we must forgive ourselves first. That is so important. And if you do some of the other free moon events that I do, you'll know this is a theme. These are all themes. Okay, dump the belief in the system, the political narratives, and fear-mongering of the news. It doesn't serve anything or anyone right now. Keep calling in the light. That is of highest service. Claim your sovereignty as a child of the divine. So these are my suggestions for integration of this work, and just generally as we move along during these times. And a final quick reminder that September, I'm offering this astrology special. So if you would like to see how these powerful astrological transits are affecting you uniquely, I'm offering a special. You can get $100 or more off of one of my packages. You go to dawndelvecchio.com/special-offer. And there are 3 different packages to choose from. And I'd love to work with you if that resonates for you. And again, also a reminder, if you would love to get some work with me, meet me in a really exotic place like Bali or Sedona or Thailand, contact me directly. If you want business development consulting, the business write-off, even if you go all the way to Bali for it, just saying. So I wanted to remind you one more time about that. Now, I see, before I release the directions, I'm going to stop screen share for a moment because I see a blinking something. Okay, so thank you. I was getting thank yous. Yes, thank all of you. And we're not done yet. I want to release the directions so we're complete with this. So I'm going to go back to the screen share now. We are almost complete. Okay. So I am over time. My apologies. This went longer than I thought. I timed it, but all right. So let's just, for those of you who are still here, take a moment, take a breath, get connected with your own inner energies. And remember that we call down the moon into our hearts. And so connect with that full Pisces moon, connected with that Neptunian energy and Lilith, the sovereign, feminine, fierce energy. And offer a moment of thanks for the illumination that such an energy brings to our life, the ability to surrender into love with wisdom, and while retaining our own sovereign energies. And so we release the moon from this circle and say thank you, hail, and farewell. And now to the 4 directions. To the north, the earth element, To the west, the water element. To the south, the fire element. And to the east, the air element. We say thank you for holding us in the sacred space. We release you now. Hail and farewell. And so, my friends, the circle is open and yet unbroken. May the peace of the Mother, Father, God, of the love light activated within you, be in your heart always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. Many blessings. You will receive this audio recording tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll get it. So thank you for your light in the world and many blessings. And bye for now.